Well, hello and welcome to the first episode of Cheri's Chats. Let's talk about medical billing. Today, the first thing I want to talk about is kind of a pet peeve of mine. It's actually the first step in the revenue cycle, and that is verifying benefits. It's super important to lay a really good foundation when you're doing anything. And so the same with medical billing and the revenue cycle, we want to lay a really good foundation to ensure that we're going to get paid for our services and get paid in a timely manner. So surveys have showed that as much as a third of unpaid claims are related to insufficient or missing verification of benefits. So it's super important when it comes to your cash flow and your bottom line to get a good verification of benefits. And when I say that, I am not talking about just doing an eligibility check, which tells you that the patient does have coverage, but really doing a thorough verification of all the benefits that might pertain to your practice. There are so many things that need to be checked. One of the really common issues that come up is this insurance primary? It may be effective, they may have coverage, but a lot of times patients will bring in just one card when they have two insurances. They bring in the card that has the lowest deductible or the lowest copay. So we want to make sure that they don't have other coverage, that this really is primary. Sometimes patients have to choose a short-term policy that does not fall under the Affordable Care Act. Those are allowed to put pre-existing clauses. And so while we used to always check for pre-existing, when we verified benefits, we've kind of gotten away from that because of the ACA. However, we have lately seen patients that have purchased a short-term plan and they had no idea that there was a pre-existing clause on it. And those are the kind of things that we want to check. In addition, we see some issues with Medicare patients. With Medicare, you can get great information by going on to the portal of your local Medicare contractor. And those online portals have everything you could want to know about the benefits for that Medicare patient. But some of the issues that come up are a Medicare patient will bring in their traditional Medicare card and their Medicare Advantage card. And they don't always understand that while they do have Medicare coverage, it all falls under that one Advantage plan, which is often called a replacement plan. And the other problem is a lot of times the staff doesn't understand, and they will file claims initially to traditional Medicare, thinking that that's primary and that the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan is a supplemental, but that's really not the case. So if you go onto the portals to do a thorough verification on your Medicare patients, you'll find out if they do have a Medicare Advantage plan. You'll find out if they're Medicare secondary. You'll find out if they have Part A only. You'll find out if they're under a home health episode, because some services in the private practice may not be covered at all if that patient is involved in a home health episode. So those are the kind of things that you want to check, and use your Medicare portals for that. You can get some really great information because if you don't play by the rules with Medicare, you kind of forfeit some of your opportunities to get paid. So you want to check that out really thoroughly. Another reason to call and talk to a live person, especially under the commercial plans, there's so many different plans. And some of our niche practices that do certain specific procedures, let's say, for example, a physical therapy practice that specializes in women's health and pelvic floor dysfunction, they may want to verify that biofeedback training is a covered procedure. So they may want to add that to their verification form to make sure that question is always asked. In some cases, you may need to check a certain diagnosis with a procedure. So that's the kind of information you can only get by actually talking to a live representative, and that's what we usually recommend that you do. Have you a good verification form, create you a template, and then just be willing to adjust it. You may need to add more questions as you see other issues coming up. You can take away irrelevant questions later if they're no longer relevant to your practice. But one thing is for sure, if you don't lay that good foundation, you have a domino effect, and it's going to affect your bottom line in the long run. It's going to cost you more money in time, in labor expenses to work and fix and problem solve, and it's going to either delay or diminish your cash flow. So we want to make sure we always lay a really good foundation and do a great verification of benefits, a thorough verification of benefits. You also sometimes have unhappy patients down the road when they get a bill that they weren't expecting. We don't want that either. So here at HRS, we are committed to helping our providers improve their bottom line, keep their cash flow flowing. So feel free to give us a call, shoot me an email. You can answer any questions. We can just talk about your practice and what your specific needs are. We'd love to see if we can help you out.